We got 3 red-blooded American males up in here.
Yes.
Who love the fuck out of one British dude. James Bond.
Yeah.
What dude in the world don't love James Bond, man? You can be some old poor ass, broke ass man in a third country, and you heard about James Bond one way or another. James Bond probably came through and beat your ass at one time.
He might be your daddy.
He might be your daddy. He fucked everything that he can. And that's why we all love James Bond. Yeah. Because James Bond, he can kill when he wants to, fuck when he wants to, sometimes do it at the same time.
Yeah, if he wants to.
If he wants to.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, at one time, that was getting kind of old. Some people said, man, he fucks and kills so much, getting a little bit even more shadowy figure. And I will tell you something. When you bring in James Bond, you want to do some classic James Bond. I always thought, all right, you know something? If they try to pull that off, they could probably get away with doing it with a villain.
Yeah.
Because the villains that these days you have to have, I think it's good to have a classic James Bond villain, because every classic James Bond villain, the greatest ones have been the ones where they just as cool as James Bond.
Sure.
James Bond steadily talking shit to them, and you know these motherfuckers want to be like, motherfucker, I'll punch you, but they got to be cool. They try to out cool James Bond.
Right.
And today, when they said that they were going to cast Christoph Waltz as Obenheiser, or whatever the fucking name is, people thought, now that's a cool motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
If anybody can hang with James Bond, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
And he encompasses everything. He's not just a super villain for a James Bond villain. He's the super villain. Got that organization with henchmen and a whole army of people that work for him.
Oh yeah.
They
stand when he comes into a room.
They stand when he comes into a room. They got their hand in every bit of criminal activity in the world.
Yeah.
Watching you all the time.
Manipulating governments.
Governments. And most of all, as I said, being as cool, if not cooler, than Mr. Bond himself.
Information is all. Is it not? For example, you must know by now that the 00 program is officially dead. Which leads me to speculate exactly why you came. So, James, why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Look, I'm mad as hell. He want to go up there and slap the shit out of James Bond so bad. Be like, I ain't gonna let this motherfucker get to me. But I can't speak for Martin over here, because Martin has not liked too many of the James Bond movies. I love Skyfall still, even with the criticisms that you've opened my eyes to. Casino Royale is one of the best James Bond movies to me. That movie's second to me after Dr. No. I think it's one, and I think Daniel Craig is like the greatest Bond since Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I know you.
Jesus, fuck.
Hey man,
honestly, with this one, I go like, yep, that was a failed experiment. Get the next guy in.
No, I think Daniel Craig has done a great job of bringing Bond into modern times. But that said, everything that they've worked for to make Daniel Craig work as this Bond,
did all
you fucked it up. You fucked this shit up major. I mean, you spread those legs wide till they cracked.
You know what's funny? You described this like they were cooking up a James Bond movie and they just sprinkled a little of that classic Bond. But it's like when you have the salt shaker and it's loose and you sprinkle, but the whole fucking thing falls in, and then the whole meal is disgusting.
Like all the salt.
Yeah. The reason why is because once they did try to make him be that Bond, that classic Bond from back in the day, from previous films, from certain eras, that's when this Bond ceases to work. Because this Bond did such a great job at being such a modern, more serious Bond that we believed in. When he starts to be that old Bond, he comes across as goofy.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And it's not just goofy, but it's all, well, hold on. It's not just goofy. It's also that, because Martin, you might agree with this, because you made a point about this. It's not just goofy, but that old Bond that tries to push up on chicks, it's downright creepy now. He's doing
Sean Connery shit. And that don't fly these days.
Yeah. Monica Bellucci's in here,
For a split second.
When Martin even said they don't do anything with that storyline.
No, I was expecting to see her, she just pops up, she's gone. I'm like,
yeah.
You made a big deal about this and she's barely in this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, there used to be a thing with Bond. Hey, as a hot chick, he's gonna push up on her, and she's gonna go for it, and he's gonna have sex with her. She's one of maybe 12 or 13 chicks he'll have sex with
In one movie.
Yeah, in one movie. Here, it's only 2 women, and this came out of nowhere. I'm like, man, this. If you look up inappropriate in the dictionary, this scene would be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, why are you having sex with her right now?
It's the worst. It's the worst lead up. She just got back from a funeral.
Yeah,
He goes to see
her
her
husband's funeral.
Her husband's funeral. She ain't even taken off the black dress yet. And James Bond don't give a fuck. He's already pushing up on her.
Don't leave now. We'll die together.
I can think of worse ways to go.
Ben, you're obviously crazy, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Bullshit, bail bond, because you go to jail for that shit.
Anybody else would, yeah.
This is so bad because college kids, they get arrested for this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's shit you do after you roofied somebody.
Well, not if they're on the football team, but yeah.
But it's when you say where he can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, I'm the new progressive Bond, but every so often I'm gonna do something like this. It's like, no, man.
It's funny. It's like with these Daniel Craig Bond movies, it seemed like they were trying to, move into the modern day where, women are sort of empowered. Because, Moneypenny, last movie they tried to make her, like she's a bit of a badass too.
Right.
In this shit, she's the secretary. And they make it very known. She's a secretary. That's what she does. And she don't do shit the fuck else. Forget all that. Forget anything else about her, with a gun, because they're in danger. Anytime she could pop up like, no, I got this.
No, you don't.
She doesn't. She runs.
She don't do shit.
She doesn't do a goddamn thing.
I'm sorry.
Look up this address on your computer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, she does something. She sit at a desk.
Yeah.
Shut her fucking mouth.
She had sex and then she looks up addresses, basically.
Yeah. It's all with the script. This is a horrible script. This is something where, first of all, you want to start with anything, start with the dialogue in this. I mean, now James Bond might be able to pull off some of that goofy ass dialogue, but when other characters who ain't James Bond try to act badass, it just come out looking weak. Your dialogue sounds horrible. M, played by Ray Fiennes, he's supposed to have some authority.
Yeah.
But his dialogue in this, when he's trying to like nut up on somebody, his dialogue comes across like it's in a TV drama or a soap opera.
And in light of the new information I've given him, he's decided to close down the 00 program with immediate effect.
You don't know what you're doing.
Not personal. It's the future. And
Line.
you're not.
You're a cocky little bastard, aren't you?
I'll take that as a compliment.
Like, when they gonna start like trying to battle dance and shit
No
right there?
shit.
I wouldn't. This isn't over yet.
Yeah.
What the fuck you looking at? That's Andrew Scott as C right there.
That motherfucker.
He's the one that's coming in. He's trying to shut down the 00 program, but that actor's so bad. Like in that scene right there, he just looks drunk. Look at this shit.
Like he was a last minute hire.
Yeah, he's looking at them like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Look at me.
He's always had a bit of a,
Look,
a
he's like, I'm drunk anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a terrible script that's asking us to buy James Bond because James Bond gets away with certain things just because he's James Bond. This guy right here, the premise of the movie is that he is grounded. They are tracking him everywhere he goes. They put robots in his blood vein.
Yeah.
So
smart blood.
Smart blood. If that don't sound dumb as hell too, but they smartphones now. We got smart blood, our blood. But they're tracking him everywhere he goes to make sure he's not doing anything. They try to explain in the beginning, like, okay, he has a little bit of a head start because Q let him go, but still, he's going around doing shit that would draw attention to him. He's buying clothes, he's buying meals, he's got a tuxedo in his pocket. There's one part where him and Dave Bautista, who plays Hinks, he's a henchman, and they beat each other up on a train. And this This shit right here, like they are tearing up a fucking train.
Ripping the fucking train apart.
Witnesses everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, a witness? No. Suddenly with this fight, everybody's gone.
That is true.
No, I saw one or two people in the background doing that shit at the bar, like, oh shit, what's happening?
You couldn't afford to run that train with only 1 or 2 passengers on it.
This shit right here, somebody should be calling 911. That's 2 big motherfuckers on here tearing up this train. And when he's done, police don't show up. There's nobody asking questions. No, they tear up, they destroy this fucking train right here.
Dude, you're nitpicking.
No, I'm
this
not.
Is the least of it.
No. They tear that fucking train up, and then what happens? They go straight to their room.
Yeah.
Him and Leia Sedal, so they can have sex.
Yeah. What do we do now, Bond? Cut to them fucking.
That's it.
That's it.
That is it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You may think I'm nitpicking, but Tommy,
Yeah.
did you see where he got the plane? Out of his ass. Because there's a part in here where he's the bad guys, Dave Bautista's getting away.
I'm so glad you brought up that fucking.
The bad guys are getting away. The bad guys are driving. Bond sees him and sees like, oh shit, how am I gonna catch these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
And he don't have a car.
No.
And you think, oh, maybe he'll rent some skis or something.
Yeah.
No, he
Maybe
showed.
elevate, balance themselves out. Apparently, he did all that shit within about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Caught up with them.
Just found a plane where the keys were still in ignition.
And that's not even the dumb part with the plane.
It's true.
No, it's
Not even close, yeah.
No, they do way more ridiculous shit with that plane,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know, it's
Clearly somebody was watching the transporter refuel.
again, where did he get that plane? Even live up to what Bond is about.
Yeah.
They had that helicopter scene
Yeah.
at the beginning where Bond is like, oh, I got to stop these villains from killing as many people in Mexico City. But he gets in the helicopter and starts fucking around with them and beating them up. And he's about to chop off the head of about 500 Mexicans on the ground.
Actually, my big problem with that scene, with that opening scene, is that they don't really tell you what's going on. Like, they drop you in it. And
The
it's like
rain
He went for
came
the
accident. Yeah.
He went for the pilot first. I'm like, why you hit the pilot? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
James Bond, this is really something where James Bond is out of his fucking mind.
Yeah. He's
Like, it's-
fucking crazy.
Like
he is.
He's insane.
This motherfucker is Mel Gibson and throwing down
I know.
Look at that shit. Look at he's attacking the pilot. It's like, don't you know you're going down with
Yeah,
this shit?
he's fucking nuts. And then
Damn it, McGarnacle, you've done it again.
it's that kind of shit. You just caused $5 billion worth of property damage, Bond. Give me your gun and your badge. That's what that shit was. I'm like, really? This is where we are right now.
Like M should have been a black chief police
with a
chief.
mustache.
God damn it, Bond! They've been chewing out my ass from the top again. This is the last goddamn time this is gonna happen, man. You know, it's like, man, he's sick. He really put me in a position where I look like a piece of shit when I say this, but Sam Mendes is the real hero right here. Sam Mendes.
Not to me.
I don't. You know what? I was see, and this is where we're gonna this is where we're gonna disagree, and I already prepared myself for that because Sam Mendes, I think. This is a case where direction saved the movie. I think this is something, and I think a lot of people might feel that way. You know, because I will agree. Maybe as a Bond fan, maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I think Sam Mendes is a great director. All right, see, here we go.
I always thought of him as one until this.
Yeah, same here.
But that's editing and script. That's not him. You know
what?
Wait. No. When something's good, the director gets to take all the credit or the blame.
No, that's
especially for editing.
No. This man, there's the script could be so bad that a lot of directors just have to work with what they're given, and you know this, man. You know, like you can't.
Okay, Chris, talk about it.
You know this, man. You know, a lot of directors, sometimes they can come in and they can make a movie worse. You could have a great script and they can make it worse. A director can make a movie better sometimes.
Butthurt over there.
No, because
You really did. Like your whole demeanor changed.
because you were so passionate that you would do something like, oh, okay, I guess you fucked up then. No, I'm just saying, I got to get my guard up because you'll say I don't get it, but you know what? That's my rating right
Man,
there.
I wasn't gonna attack your rating. I was only gonna give mine.
No, you gonna roll your eyes at least or talk some shit. But Jay, go ahead, because I ain't gonna do that to you, man. I'm gonna respect your opinion.
No, you're not. But that's that's fine. Super silly. And if there was one thing I didn't like about Quantum of Solace, it was that fortress that was made of petroleum. And I'll be damned if they didn't bring it back.
A fortress out in the desert.
Yeah.
with solar
panels.
And yet somehow you shoot one gas main and the whole thing blows up like C-Lab 2021. Man, listen. I'm gonna stop short of some old bullshit because just I'm like, okay, there were some things here and there, and I might change my mind later, but for right now, it's a low rental.
All right.
All right. Well, look, for me, walking into this, after that first scene, like I said, it was like an 80s cop drama. I mean, an action movie, rather. I'm like, okay, they're going this route with this Bond. I actually gave it a chance. Okay, I'm with it. But then they try to pep, and I have to give this shit. I was going to give it a low rental, but.
The more you think about
The more
it.
you talk, the more you talk yourself into some bullshit, didn't you?
Some old bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Hey, maybe Korey Goodwin felt like
You know,
did.
Korey, you saw this, man, real quick. Damn, they should wore him out, man.
I agree with you, actually.
Really?
See?
Yeah.
Please come up and say.
Oh, what do I agree with?
No, hell no. I'm gonna say keep your ass over there.
But yeah, man, I agree with you. It was a little. I mean, excuse me. It was very goofy, but it was still enjoyable for.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Bring Idris Elba into this shit.
Please.
I mean, but not with these kind of scripts.
No. You're right,
Fantastic Four situation.
No,
Yeah, man.
But y'all can wrap this shit up now. Let's do another reboot. Try again.